No food, no water except what we had with us. 2 buckets on each side for our physical needs, and that's it. And when this car was full, it was shut from the outside, sealed, and off we went.
Over 60 years after the Holocaust, hatred, anti-Semitism, and genocide still threaten our world. The life stories of Holocaust survivors transcend the decades and remind us of the constant need to be vigilant citizens and to stop injustice, prejudice, and hatred wherever and whenever they occur. This podcast series presents excerpts of interviews with Holocaust survivors from the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum's public program, First Person, Conversations with Holocaust Survivors. In today's episode, Susan Taube talks with host Bill Benson about her deportation from Berlin to the ghetto in Riga, Latvia in January of 1942.
Sunday morning, we all had to assemble in front of the synagogue, and there were trucks there. If you couldn't walk to the train station, which was Grunewald, it was, I don't know, about an hour walk, you can go on the trucks and we will take you there. Well, we walked and we came to the station, and the trucks came to the station too. And we didn't see a train. What we saw were the cattle cars, what you see here in the museum. And the cattle cars were opened, the doors were opened, and about 80 to 90 people were pushed in each cattle car. Along the walls were benches made out of straw, and the floor was covered with straw. And that was our seating and laying or whatever arrangement for 90 people. No food, no water except what we had with us, nothing at all. 2 buckets on each side for our physical needs, and that's it. And when this car was full, it was shut from the outside, sealed, and off we went. It was a very cold winter, extremely cold winter. And naturally, I mean, we were sitting next to each other, keeping warm, but it was awful. The train trip, I think it took about 2 days, 3 days, I don't remember exactly. I know we arrived in Riga on the 29th or 30th of January. Once we arrived, there was, the doors opened up, and there was the SS and the dogs and the trucks and out, and people could hardly move. They were stiff, frozen stiff. But out, they were hitting with, I don't know what they had. And again, they assembled us in front of the train. If you can walk, it's about 5 kilometers to your destination. And if not, you can go on the truck and we will take you there. You can leave all your belongings here. It will all be taken to your new destination. Well, whatever we left there, we never saw again. And the people who went on the truck, we never saw again either. We marched. It took, by the time it was kind of dusk already, and we came to a place that was surrounded by double chicken wires all around. And they pushed us in a house, no light, no water, nothing. And we didn't know where we are, what's happening. I mean, completely blank. So the next morning when it got daylight, we got out, and when we went out, we saw clothes laying around, for everything in ice. Everything was frozen in ice. Red spots in the ice. We didn't know what happened. Later on, we found out that this was the ghetto of the Latvian Jewish population who were assembled there for 3 months. And just about the months before we arrived, they were resettled also to mass graves. 29,000 people. So,
Susan, the scene you described of when you woke up in the morning, you said everything was coated in ice. There was food left on plates from
frozen,
the people that were forced
frozen.
out, the Latvian Jews before you.
Yeah.
Was everything, the plates, everything in the house was covered in ice.
Ice. Everything was ice.
And what were you made to do almost immediately once you were?
I think this was the second day. Right away, we had to go to work. Mm-hmm. So there was a man who was in charge. He was put in charge of the house, and the able-bodied people had to assemble in front of the house, and we were sent to the city, and in the city we received ice picks and shovels and whatever to loosen the ice from the sidewalks, so the population of Riga could walk on the sidewalks. We were not allowed to walk on the sidewalks. Also, by that time we had the Jewish Star. This we received in Berlin already. Mm-hmm. So that was our job. In the morning we got a piece of bread, and when we came back, I think we got another piece of bread, but there was no way that we had a warm meal or anything like that, because there was no facility to warm anything even. For water, we picked up the snow and we drank the snow.
You have been listening to First Person, Conversations with Holocaust Survivors, a podcast series of the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. Every Wednesday at 1 p.m. from March through August, Holocaust survivors share their stories during first-person programs held at the museum in Washington, D.C. We would appreciate your feedback on this series. Please visit our website, www.ushmm.org/firstperson, and follow the prompts to the First Person Podcast Survey to let us know what you think. At our website, you can also learn more about the museum's survivors, listen to the complete recordings of their conversations, and listen to museum podcasts, Voices on Anti-Semitism and Voices on Genocide Prevention.